The hum of the engine, the rhythmic clatter of the tracks, the sea of unfamiliar faces. Trains, they're supposed to be safe, predictable, havens of mundane routine in a chaotic world. But what if I told you that sometimes those train rides, they become nightmares? Imagine this. You're alone, nestled in a dimly lit carriage, the rhythmic sway of the train lulling you into a false sense of security. Then you hear it, the distinct sound of footsteps approaching. But when you turn around, there's no one there. The hairs on your neck stand on end. A shiver crawls down your spine. Tonight, my friends, we delve into the darkness. I bring you 8 terrifying true stories of encounters on trains. Encounters so unsettling, so bone-chilling, they'll make you think twice before boarding your next ride. Our first story takes us deep into the heart of a bustling city, where a late-night commuter found himself facing the inexplicable. Picture this. The train rattles through the darkness, its weary passengers lost in their own thoughts, eager to get home. One man, however, notices something strange. He's alone in his car, except for a solitary figure at the far end. As the train pulls into the final station, the commuter watches in disbelief as the mysterious man remains seated. He hasn't moved a muscle, hasn't made a sound. When the commuter brings this up to the conductor, the response sends chills down his spine. The conductor, with a pale face, swears the car had been completely empty the entire ride. Our next tale takes us on an overnight journey where a young woman's solo trip turns into a terrifying encounter. She's trying to sleep when she hears a faint whisper. She sits up, heart pounding, and looks around. The other passengers are asleep. She looks up and sees a reflection. A man whispering, but the seat is empty. Our story takes us on a journey through the desolate countryside, where friends on a late-night train ride encounter something terrifying. Suddenly the train lurches violently, plunging the carriage into darkness. A collective gasp fills the air, their laughter dying in their throats. Seconds stretch into an eternity. The only sound is their ragged breathing. Then the lights flicker back on. One friend screams, eyes wide with terror, pointing towards the window. There, pressed against the glass, is a pale face with eerie, burning eyes. The train is travelling at full speed, making it impossible for anyone to be outside, let alone clinging to the side. Chapter 4. The Silent Man. A young woman, dressed in her finest attire, boards a train, eager to embark on a new adventure. She finds an empty seat next to a man, his stillness striking her as odd. He sits perfectly upright, his attire impeccable, a vintage pocket watch gleaming in the dim light. But something about him unsettles her. Unable to shake the feeling of unease, she excuses herself and moves to another compartment. As the train pulls away from the station, she can't help but glance back at the man. To her astonishment, he's gone, vanished without a trace. The only evidence he was ever there? A single old-fashioned train ticket lying on the seat, dated 1923. Chapter 5. The Crying Child. A lone passenger hears a child's sobs. He checks the next car, but it's empty. Later, he overhears train staff discussing a child who vanished years ago. The cries still haunt the train, a chilling reminder of the unsolved mystery. Chapter 6. The Shadow in the Aisle. Imagine this. The train rumbles through the darkness, its rhythmic sway lulling its passengers into a false sense of security. A lone man dozes off in his seat. Suddenly he's jolted awake, his heart pounding. He felt something brush past him, a cold whisper against his skin. He opens his eyes, his gaze drawn to the aisle, and that's when he sees it. A shadow moving silently down the aisle. At first he dismisses it as another passenger, but as he watches, his blood runs cold. The shadow has no feet. It glides effortlessly above the ground. He tries to rationalize it, but deep down he knows he's witnessing something beyond explanation. Chapter 7. The Woman in the Red Coat. Passengers report seeing a woman in a vibrant red coat pacing restlessly between train cars. She appears and disappears without a trace. Her image burned into their minds. Some say she's searching for something, her eyes filled with longing. Train staff found something unsettling. An old, worn red coat draped over a seat. It belonged to a woman who went missing on that train route decades ago. Chapter 8. The Passenger Who Knew Too Much. A man boards a train seeking a quiet ride. He sits next to an elderly woman, unaware of the terror ahead. She starts a conversation, her voice gentle, but he feels uneasy as she reveals intimate details about his life. His childhood home, his first pet, even a secret. He demands to know how she knows. She smiles, whispering, "We've met before." Distracted, he looks away. When he looks back, she's gone, leaving him with his terror. The rhythmic clatter of the tracks, the gentle sway of the train, the anticipation of arriving at your destination. Trains are supposed to be vessels of safe passage, taking us from one place to another, connecting us to new experiences, new adventures. But as we've heard tonight, sometimes those journeys take us somewhere much darker, somewhere we never expected to be. So the next time you board a train, as you settle into your seat and watch the world rush by, pay close attention to the passengers around you. Listen closely to the whispers in the shadows. Feel the weight of unseen eyes upon you, because some of them may not be what they seem. If you enjoyed these eerie encounters, give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And if you have any creepy train experiences of your own, share them in the comments below. Until next time, my friends, stay safe. You never know who or what might be sharing your ride. The rhythmic clatter of the tracks, the gentle sway of the train, the anticipation of arriving at your destination. Trains are supposed to be vessels of safe passage, taking us from one place to another, connecting us to new experiences, new adventures. But as we've heard tonight, sometimes those journeys take us somewhere much darker, somewhere we never expected to be. So the next time you board a train, as you settle into your seat and watch the world rush by, pay close attention to the passengers around you. Listen closely to the whispers in the shadows. Feel the weight of unseen eyes upon you, because some of them may not be what they seem. If you enjoyed these eerie encounters, give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And if you have any creepy train experiences of your own, share them in the comments below. Until next time, my friends, stay safe. You never know who or what might be sharing your ride.